my dear children. Welcome to Hidayah online class. I am Rasida, your social science teacher. So let's start our social science class. Today we will start next chapter, chapter 8, non-violence, wisdom, power. Okay, non-violence, wisdom, power. Let's start. From this chapter, we can understand the emergence of Mahajanapadas, emergence of Buddhism and Jainism, the progress achieved on literature and science during Gupta and Maurya period. Let's come to the topic. All of you look at the textbook. This is a poem by Vailopilli. Based on this poem, we can find the way in which the human life attained progress in India. As a result of Aryan expansion to the Gangetic plains by the 6th century BC, the several agricultural lands and settlements were formed in the region. These towns were known as the Janapadas. Several such Janapadas extended with the Godavari basin. 16 Janapadas gained prominence among them and came to be known as Mahajanapadas. Okay, clear? The early forms of the state was known as Mahajanapadas. The early forms of the state was known as Mahajanapadas. The 60 Mahajanapadas are Magadha, Anga, Vaji, Valsa, Malla, Kashi, Kosala, Chedi, Panjala, Ashmaga, Avanti, Surasena, Kuru, Malsya, Gandhara and Kamboja. Have you heard these terms? Magadha was the most powerful among the Mahajanapadas. Magadha was the most powerful among the Mahajanapadas. Magadha had large deposit of iron ore. Magadha had large deposit of iron ore. The use of iron weapons and implements were instrumental in the growth of Magadha. Iron axe was effective in clearing the dense forest of the Gangetic plain. Magadha attained prosperity with the progress of agriculture and trade. This helped Magadha to organize a huge army and conquer the nearby regions. Rulers of Magadha during their reign annexed other Janapadas to Magadha, thus making it a large kingdom. Okay, clear? There is a question for you. What are the factors that helped Magadha to grow a powerful kingdom? Listen. What are the factors that helped Magadha to grow as a powerful kingdom? Can you say? Large deposit of iron ore. First one is large deposit of iron ore, increase in agricultural production, progress in trade, well-organized army, powerful king. That helped Magadha to grow as a powerful kingdom. Listen, large deposit of iron ore, increase in agricultural production, progress in trade, well-organized army, powerful king. That helped Magadha to grow as a powerful kingdom. Understand? This is the proclamation of King Bimbisara of Magadha. Through this proclamation, Bimbisara wanted the people that nobody should practice the animal sacrifice as a part of yagas henceforth. Blood sharing rituals and offering in the form of flesh are not permitted because cattle were the backbone of agriculture sector in those days. They were essential for profit and a source of manure. Extensive killing of cattle as offering during the yagas adversely affected the agriculture that the Bimbisara made this proclamation. Okay, clear? The changes in social setup and economy resulted in the rise of new religion in 6th century BC. Among them, most important religions were Jainism and Buddhism. This led to the great change in social order of the time. Jainism propagated by Vardhamana Mahavira and Buddhism by Gautama Buddha gave emphasis to ahimsa. It was widespread animal sacrifice that prompted Buddha and Mahavira to spread the doctrine of Ahimsa. Mahavira and Buddha preached their ideology in the language of the common man. Prakriti was the language that Mahavira used. Prakriti was the language that Mahavira used, while Buddha used the Pali language. Let's see the principles of Jainism and Buddhism. Right knowledge, right faith, right conduct are the main principles of Jainism. Listen, right knowledge, right faith, right conduct are the main principles of Jainism. The Buddhist principles are: world life is full of suffering. Desire is the sole reason for unhappiness. One can ward off suffering if one frees oneself from desires. Listen, the Buddhist principles are: the worldly life is full of suffering. Desire is the sole reason for unhappiness. One can ward off sufferings if one frees oneself from desires. Adopting the eightfold path frees one from desires and sufferings. Adopting the eightfold path frees one from desires and sufferings. These are the principles of Buddhism. Understand? Next we discuss about the Mauryan Empire. The Mauryan Empire. Let's start. All of you look at the picture. Have you seen this picture? Yes, it is our national emblem. It is taken from the pillar erected by Emperor Ashoka at Saranag. Ashoka was the greatest ruler of Maurya dynasty. The Mauryan Empire became great powerful during the reign of Ashoka. The Dharma Chakra of Ashoka depicted in the emblem can be seen at the center of our national flag. It was Chandragupta Maurya who established the Maurya dynasty. Chanakya, also known as Kaudilya, was the chief advisor to Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of the Mauryan Empire. Arthashastra is the greatest work of Chanakya. It discusses how a powerful and effective administration should be organized. Understand? Let's see Ashoka policy of Dhamma. To ensure this, in his empire, Ashoka adopted the policy of Dhamma. Dhamma aimed at maintaining peace in the nation by promoting unity and tolerance among the people. These are some ideals of Dhamma. Obey parents, respect gurus, denounce animal sacrifice, express tolerance towards every religion, show kindness towards fellow creatures. Okay, listen. Obey parents, respect gurus, denounce animal sacrifice, express tolerance towards every religion, show kindness towards fellow creatures. Okay, Ashoka conveyed his directions, decisions and Dhamma to his subject through stone edicts. These edicts were placed along the side of the main road and in the city centers. Buddhism inspired Ashoka to propagate Dhamma. Ashoka had waged many wars to expand his kingdom. The war with the kingdom of Kalinga was the most important among them. In this war, Kalinga was defeated. It was after the Kalinga war, which caused the death and devastation of many people, that Ashoka adopted Buddhism. He played a significant role in propagating Buddhism in different parts of the world. Understand? Let's recall today's class. Today we learned about Mahajanapada's Jainism and Buddhism, the Mauryan Empire. Is it clear? That's all for today. We will meet in the next class with another topics. Have a nice day. Okay, thank you.